So today's the 26th of August and I had a science day, so I only had science classes. First it was calculus. We started the limits. It's really basic, but we started calculus, like actual calculus, instead of just reviewing high school stuff. It was just overall infinity concepts, does not exist concept, undefined concepts, when both sides does not match, the limit doesn't exist. When there's a gap or a hole in the value it's undeterminate form, and it was really just easy limits. And then I had chemistry lab and mechanics lab right after. Total of like 4 hours of labs, but it was just introduction. So in chemistry lab we did some safety stuff about chemicals and just knowing where is the fire extinguisher and how to treat chemicals, just introduction to the lab. And then how to prepare for the lab, pre-lab notes that we have to take, as well as the questions that we have to do before every single lab, and we have to show it to the prof before we start the lab. And then mechanics, we actually did a lab instead of just an introduction. We actually didn't do any introduction at all. So in mechanics we were doing position, velocity versus time, like position versus time, velocity versus time, and then acceleration. So these four variables, mixing them together, positive, negative, all those stuffs, when it's moving forward but accelerating, or moving forward but decelerating, versus moving backward, accelerating, or moving backward, decelerating. That, and then every single time, every situation, you have to know like what is the velocity. Is velocity going up or down? And then what's tricky is when velocity is negative, which means you're technically going backward, or the x is negative, that means velocity is also negative. And then when velocity is negative and it's slowing down, the straight line is actually pointing upwards because it's approaching zero. And when a negative number gets bigger, like the negative 20 is bigger than negative 10, well, technically they're decreasing. So you have to say that the velocity is decreasing when the number, when you put in like absolute function, it looks like the number itself is getting bigger, but with this negative sign, it's technically getting smaller. So you have to say that it's decreasing. And that was like the stuff that I was kind of mixed up with, so I'll have to review that.